Good morning and welcome to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Jeanette Huffman, and today we will be interviewing Paul Brady, who I like to call the BBQ King, even though he's a little more humble than that, and I think he prefers to go by the barbecue guy. So we'll find that out in a moment. I'm not sure if Rich Kopacz will be joining us today. I haven't been able to get a hold of him, so hopefully he's okay, and I will keep you updated on that, but be prepared to be enlightened on all things barbecue. Be prepared to open your mind to the idea that food is an art too, even if you haven't ever really thought of it like that before. Let's give him a nice round of applause and let's welcome him to the show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Between the Lines. I'm your host, Jeanette Huffman. I don't know where my co-host is. Hopefully he's okay. And today we will be interviewing who I call the Barbecue King, but he's referred to himself as the barbecue guy, Paul Brady. So let's all say hello to Paul Brady. Hello, hello. Good morning. It's morning for us in California.
Yeah, it's painful.
Do you normally get up this early?
I've been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for so long. It's just, yeah. Saturdays, I do just sleep in for a minute if I can. But, you know,
Yeah,
I want to get on here. So
I appreciate that. Do you go to bed early?
about 9 o'clock, survive on 5.
Today we're here to talk to you about barbecue. And I'm going to be honest, we've been doing these interviews with all these different artists, and we started at the end of last year, and it's just expanded out. And it wasn't until I started talking to you that I even contemplated that barbecue is an art, but food is an art. So after I saw the passion in your eyes when you talked about barbecue, I was like, yeah, this is a thing. So tell us, when did you start barbecuing or being interested in it?
God, forever ago, my uncle Gino always was smoking prime rib with oak bark, you know, in the Santa Barbara area. And just something I started doing. And I guess I just kind of fell into it. You know, people would have these barbecues at their house, and somehow I always wound up cooking. And probably because I could get a lot of meat on a small amount of, I guess, square footage in terms of their barbecues and actually get it cooked well and be on time for supper. So, or whenever we were eating. So that's kind of how it started in people's backyards. And then, you know, gradually I moved on to renting a big towed behind your truck smoker and doing weddings and parties. Basically, how I got after the whole thing, since this is California, I just had them pay me to cook and they would buy the meat. And at first I had a lady who liked to cater a lot working with me. So we did some pretty good sized weddings, and that was probably 30 years ago now. So I've been at it for a long time. I found out over the weekend, staying up all night ain't what it used to be. I was pretty wiped out. I think I wrapped up my latest cook, which was for some folks at work. And I really didn't want to do it because reheating stuff 5, 7, 8 hours later, you just don't get the same effect. However, I did these pork belly burn-ins and they ate them all up. So I found out yesterday our boss on the 3rd floor of my building actually wound up with a plate of my food. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it was quite the adventure this go around. You had to deal with stuff like how you get it. I went to buy the pork belly at a big box store that everybody has near them somewhere, and they left the skin on the belly, and then they cut it in thin strips, and that is not an optimum way to start. So I had to get all that skin off the pork belly before I even started, and it cost me probably an hour and a half in time. Just things you don't expect. I could have probably skinned them the day before. I didn't really think about it.
I see Rich has joined us. Rich, you had me scared. I thought you were sick or you ate some lettuce and you were just out of commission. So, Rich, this is Paul Brady. We've known each other for years. Paul, this is Rich. We've known each other for 2 years now, right? Little over a year.
Feels like forever.
It does. It does. So, how are you this morning, Rich?
I'm sorry I'm late. I'm
No,
busting
you're
around. So of course I'll immediately tangent off like I do. The audio is a revolutionary thing that we're trying. You're gonna notice right away. We are trying something very new to us.
cool.
But I think I got it. I think I nailed it. So we'll see what y'all.
I guess we're gonna.
I don't know if Jeanette told you that we do audio scenes connected with the person we're interviewing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about a world famous grill master and barbecue expert.
Is it, you always put a spin on it. Is it creepy, funny, weird? What? It's you. So it's got to be one of those things.
It is old time radio comedy
Nice.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
in the spirit of like a Jack Benny or an Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Hope kind of old time comedy.
That's barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Paul, is that I never thought about barbecue as art before. And then let me tell you, Rich. So Paul and I went to this place for lunch, Red House.
Red House.
And we sat down and we were eating, and I've gone to the Getty and I've walked around and I've watched people look at the paintings and the sculptures and just how their eyes look. And while he was eating, I'm just looking at his face and I'm like, yeah, this is art. And then it cracked me up because then he noticed there was just this moment where I took a bite and I was just like, oh, this is so good. But I didn't say anything. I was just thoroughly enjoying it. And the biggest smile crossed his face. And I'm just thinking, yeah, this is art. I think anything that brings pleasure to someone or something that they're just really into or excited about, or it really gets into them.
I think with art, the thing that differentiates us from every other species is art is our expression of our heart and soul. And that's what makes it special.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. I mean, you're definitely putting your heart and soul in it when, 2 days ago, you were up until I don't know when, working on
Pork belly burn ends.
how do you not eat it while you're cooking it?
That's a great.
Who says I don't?
One of the things I'm wondering, what was the thing that you started with, the meat or the dish that you were like, well, I can start with like, this will be my foundation. And you built from there. What was the start?
I didn't really think about it like that because I started off, and I might as well speak for the whole tribe. A lot of people doing it now. It used to be chefs in fancy restaurants, and that's a fine place to start because you get understanding of meat and all the sides. But huge percentage of people doing it, like on the competition circuit and stuff like that, and they all started in somebody's backyard or their backyard, and they're just regular people.
Right. But you can't start off knowing how to cook every single thing.
No, it's the process. I did a lot of tri-tip in the beginning, and I didn't know how to cut it right. That's problematic because it's kind of like brisket in that it's got grain running in different directions in the actual meat itself, and you have to cut it differently to get it to be actually tender. I love pork ribs. So that was some early cooks for me. But like I was telling Jeanette earlier, I just started off cooking whatever people had. My friends had a wedding. I think I cooked for that wedding on a Santa Maria grill, which is live fire cooking, because he wanted it hot and fast. I think I cooked like 75 or so tri-tips that day. I didn't have any arm hair left when I was done, but they came out great. And I don't know. You have to remember, not everybody likes things rare or medium rare. Some people like stuff well done. So you got to cook across the gambit as you go along. And that was one of my first really huge deals, was their wedding. And I was in the backyard of their place all by myself with this 30-foot long monstrosity just burning my arm hair off.
Yeah,
It was kind of funny.
yeah. That's one of my. But you mentioned tri-tips or dry tips,
Try to
like these things. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what that is.
it's
Well, I know tri-tip because we just ate some.
yeah, it's a California cut of meat, really. If you get out of this,
So
it's
it's
no, it's beef. Yeah,
okay. Like you got to go back. Like you're talking to. I have no idea.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, tri-tip is a cut of beef, and brisket's a cut of beef. Lot of us now like to cook plate beef ribs, which are, if you go to the grocery store, they always cut them really small. And you'll see those in there. You can get, and these are the dinosaur ribs. Like if you're out floating around on Instagram or Facebook and you start liking people's barbecue pages, you'll see these big, huge dinosaur ribs that everybody cooked. They look like they come off a dinosaur. Well, that's a whole chuck rib. And they run probably a pound and a half a piece. They're monstrous and they take a long time to smoke, which is awesome. When you get to the end and it's just beef butter, basically, with a handle so you can hold it and eat it. It's awesome. So yeah, there's a lot of different types of meat. I haven't cooked a lot of lamb. I love lamb, but I'm the only person who does, so at least in my household. So it doesn't happen very often, but I do like lamb a lot. But that's a hard thing to smoke, at least for me. Some of these dudes just knock it right out. And everybody has their specialty. I like cooking pork ribs.
You said you've been doing this like 30 years. Like still finding new things to cook, or have you gotten yourself in your groove and you're like, this is what I do, and that's it?
Yeah, I kind of do what I do now. Ribs, beef and pork. I like to do brisket, but I don't know if you looked at a brisket lately in the store. It's ungodly money and I won't pay it.
I was just going to ask, what's the most economical meat that somebody that wants to try to do what you're doing and they want to enjoy it, what would they go to the store and buy, do you think? What would you recommend?
Well,
without breaking the bank.
you can find pork ribs on sale, and that's a fairly cheap way to feed a lot of people, and it's on the easier end, I guess, of the barbecue scale if you're thinking about cooking it. But then once you progress a little bit, you can get pork butts, which is oddly enough from the front shoulder of the pig, and you can smoke those and make pulled pork and feed a ton of people off of just one shoulder. So it's really good. You got to cook it a long time. It's a long running cook. I have some tricks that I do when I cook, like brisket, beef ribs, the big ones, the pork butts. Don't you just love saying butt when you're being recorded?
That's what I'm wondering. Why do they call it pork butt if it's a shoulder?
I don't know. And a lot of people call them Boston butts. So maybe they originated there and they couldn't figure out that was the front end of the pig.
Maybe it looks like a butt.
I don't know. They kind of do a little bit, the way they're shaped and everything, especially if you get a hold.
Okay.
But yeah, they're a really popular cook. I did a lot of chicken wings. I haven't done them in a while, but I really like making hot wings in the smoker. It's a whole different sort of experience than getting them any other way, I think. And I make all my own dry rubs. I make multiple different sauces from a lot of different areas in the country. Like the Carolinas, there's these big arguments over their version of a vinegary red barbecue sauce that they have. And then there's a whole other camp over there that's all about mustard. Their mustard sauces are just amazing on pork. It just blew my mind. I had to figure out how to make some of that because I really liked it. I don't like paying people for something I can make. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Texas barbecue is different from the barbecue you're going to get in other parts of the South and on the East Coast in the Carolinas. So it's kind of a different thing wherever you go. But my common truth as far as
Do you travel around? And then that's where you meet these and see these?
Not anymore, really. I love going to a new barbecue joint, though. So if we're like heading off to Texas somewhere and we see a spot, like I want to stop at a Buc-ee's because everybody raves about their barbecue, right? So I want to go find out what that's like. Been there on the interstates, and I just haven't seen one yet to stop at, but I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys, like the other barbecue guys, like freely trade or offer what they're doing with you?
If you're up all night cooking, you're not the only one, right? And
Right.
I follow a ton of different people. They make a lot of good barbecue in New York City, believe it or not. There's some fantastic places there. There's some places in some of the boroughs that are just amazing. I learned some stuff off a guy that was cooking there that served me really well. Little tricks I never would have thought of.
Do you have like a signature thing? Or because it almost sounds like everybody just kind of shares openly with everybody.
Well, they do to a point. Nobody's going to tell you their secret. And barbecue people are big about, at least in my opinion, they have their secret ingredients or how they mix them. But as I said, they'll help you get started and put you on the right path. I don't think any of us would not do that. And I have certain people that I respect a lot in the industry because really that's what it is these days, which is probably why brisket's so expensive. If you think about the animal and the parts that are on it and what you're using, you really have to count the number of particular cuts per, I guess, critter. And the less of that particular animal there is, like pork butts, there's only 2 on every one. Brisket, there's only 2 on every cow, right? That creates a scarcity in that particular cut of meat, particularly when everybody and their brother's cooking it now. And I think that's the advent of some cooking technology for smoking that came along a few years ago.
So do you have a secret thing that only you do as far as you know?
Yeah, I have a few.
Okay.
I have a few.
But they're secret.
Exactly.
But it's in a certain way that you cook. Is it for chicken or is it for everything or is it for ribs?
I almost have one for all of them.
Okay.
Or 2 or 3 or 4. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's exactly in my rubs because they're mine. And everybody has that. They'll tell you generally what's in there, but they're not going to tell you how they exactly make that. And I do some fun stuff. I learned from watching a guy how to make sausage without using an actual casing. I always want to make sausage. And so I got a meat grinder and did the whole thing. And what's cool about this technique is you don't got to stuff them in a casing. You can do it corn husk. But you have to face them the right way. It's kind of like a tamale, right? I learned that the hard way. But you want the smooth side up so it doesn't mess up your sausage. And then you soak the husk and form the meat and put it in there. And when you put it in the smoker, the husk shrinks down as a result of that and squeezes the meat together. Makes really nice sort of summer sausage sort of type of sausage. So it's pretty cool. I haven't done that in quite a while either.
Sounds I'm an old Polish boy, and my grandma had a meat grinder and made our own Polish sausage for every occasion. Birthdays, Easter, Christmas, anything, any get together, we had a type of sausage for it.
Yeah. God, I hope those recipes didn't die with her.
No, she's passed them on.
That's great.
Well, and I think that you wouldn't want to share your secrets other than within maybe your family so that you can pass it down. But I wouldn't want to have everybody making the same exact thing and the same flavor. So if you share the secret, now it's just this, well, now we're all going to do this.
Right. And the regionalism of the cuisine is epic. Louisiana barbecue is different from Texas barbecue, is different from what they're doing in the Carolinas or Florida. But there's a bazillion people out there doing it now in their backyards because they can. The pellet smoker has revolutionized everything. I used to cook on a barrel, and it was horrible, and the barbecue wasn't that great, frankly, because you got to tend your fire, and there's a lot of work involved in it. Some people still cook that way a lot, but I do all my stuff on the pellet smoker. I bought it really, and where I live, it's uphill both ways, right? So it took 7 guys and a block and tackle to get the thing in my backyard, and it's probably never going to leave. I don't do a whole lot of on-site cooking anymore. It's just too hard to get stuff there.
I was talking to an individual at work just a few days ago, and she said, is he the one that wins all the chili contests? And I said, I don't know, probably. Because we talked about chili and how you look at chili as like just meat. Like you put beans.
I've won some, but in our building, we have a big one every couple of years. And then it's kind of by building. They're going on all over the place. So no, I don't win them all. There's a lot of people who make some amazing chili with beans out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a purist, so there you go. As far as chili goes,
Exactly.
I do like chili with beans in it. I'm not saying I don't, but if I'm cooking for that, I make my chili the old way or the Texas way.
When I lived in Cincinnati, during the summers, there was a trailer park you could go to, and they would have an entire pit that they would just roast all day. Have you done that?
As in pit in the ground? No.
They just have the whole pig on a spit, and they're just...
Nope, never done it. Can't have fire where I live outside, so that would be a bad thing. I don't want to burn down my whole own neighborhood with that.
Right.
So
no,
I've been trying for a while to figure out how to put some underground thing in my backyard, but it's not really a good option up here. That's another thing I like about the pellet smoker. Everything's contained in it. I got on that train like really early, and a lot of people on the internet made a lot of fun of me, and every single one of them owns 1 or 2 or 3 of them now. So it's nice to be right early. And a lot of folks, I bought mine. I want to give them a plug here. It's by a company called Yoder, and they make in, I think, Kansas City, and they weld them all by hand. They're beautiful smokers and very high quality. I just had to replace the fans on it last year, and I gotta tell you, I've cooked thousands of meals on that thing. So that's a pretty reliable piece of equipment. And I got a 1/4-inch plate steel version of it. Kind of looks like it has a combat chassis on it. It's been really good to me. It makes it so much easier. You can set it and forget it and walk away, and you don't have to feed the fire. It just does that all automatically. And there's a lot of other electronic gadgets you can get now to monitor the temperature of your meat right down to the degree. I got something for Christmas that was a little set of thermometers that you put in your meat. all smokers aren't alike. So when you first get them, you got to figure out where all your hot spots are, right? In the smoker and where it cooks cooler. A lot of people use biscuits to do that. If I'm going to run it, I might as well put some meat in there, right? So at least in the beginning, when I got mine, I used some chicken thighs to figure that out. So we got something to eat at the end of the whole production. It was good. And then these little probes monitor the actual temperature of where your meat's sitting. So if it's getting too hot and it's cooking too fast, you can move it. I mean, it's just magnificent technology that's come out behind cooking anything really these days. I like it a lot.
So then I got to ask you, and this is something Jeanette and I have been talking over the past month with the technology. Is AI something that's going to intrude into the grilling, or do you foresee that, or are you like, you can't, like AI can't do that, what we do?
Yeah, AI knows what it can find on the internet, right? So it might think it knows, but it's never done it.
With like just actual data, it never gets it completely right. So I could see how using it for research would be one thing, or maybe even trying to figure out what were the ingredients of all that. But I feel like it would come out wrong. AI can't taste.
Yeah,
Right.
it can't yet.
Right.
Maybe someday after I'm croaked, it will, but not yet.
Right. Not today.
And it can go out there and get you. It used to bug me a lot. People like, well, what time and temperature did you cook that? You'll get that on your feed on the gram or something from people. And that's going to be different every single time. The secret to cooking these really big cuts of meat is that, like pork butt or like the brisket from a cow or the big plate ribs, people always want to know, well, how long is it going to take? And you could give them a rough estimate, but every piece of meat is different. Every cow is different. Every pig is different. Every chicken is different. And so that is a almost irrelevant question. People ask me how long it takes to cook a brisket, and I just look at them and go, it's done when it feels like it needs to be done. All on the meat, not me. I'm going to do what I'm going to do to it, and then it's going to do to me what it wants to while that happens, right? There's two sides to that equation on everything.
Yeah.
That's what makes it fun, trying to get it there without getting it too far. I had some of those pork belly burnt ends hiding the back end of my smoker in the middle of the night. I couldn't see them, and they were barbecue. They were like briquettes, man. The rest of them came out pretty good, but those ones that hit off in the back, and they were small. I tried my hardest to find these pre-sliced cuts of pork belly that were the same size, and I had a really hard time, and I had to sacrifice some stuff to cut some of that meat down that I didn't really want to.
You do vegan as well, right?
Yeah.
Just not meat. Is that the same? Probably not. It's probably a different process.
So,
or what's that like?
I'm lucky I got a couple of friends that are vegan. So they're my crash test dummies. When they come up, I have to cook for them. If you're going to cater, you have to cater to everybody. So for instance, for my friend's big wedding, I prepared, asked around, and I wound up smoking portobello mushrooms and putting a treatment on them that my friends had liked quite a bit. And then vegan people need protein, right? So black beans are freaking wonderful for that. And they taste amazing when you cook them. And I cook my black beans in a big cast iron pot, and I do them all the same. And I don't tell people they're vegan beans. They're just black beans. And that's how I do them every time now. And they taste really good. For the famous wedding that basically caused me to stop wanting to cater big events anymore, because it just kept growing on me. I started off at 80 people and wound up at something like 135. And that's really more people than I can cook for. But I cooked for 3 days and got the job done, including vegan people. So in the wedding party, and I made special food for them, and I had food for the vegans as well. I did a bunch of portobello mushrooms. It's funny how much people will snatch those up. But at any rate, I was making pork belly burnt ends with homemade bourbon and maple glaze on them for the wedding party. And I had to figure out an option to do that for the vegans. So I talked to another friend of mine about tofu. And I never touched it. And so
Tofu is hard.
some of it is hard. And
I mean, hard to cook. Yuri eats tofu all the time and he cooks it very well. But when I do it, it's soggy or it's too crunchy.
it kind of tastes the smoke pretty well. I season it up with my regular seasoning, and I made it for some friend of mine to try. And I actually ate one of these tofu cubes. I used extra firm tofu. I think if I do it again, I'd probably do it just firm. Other than looking kind of weird after you took your first bite because it was just stark white, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do about that. It tasted really good, especially with the glaze on it. I liked it a lot. So I do vegan food, and vegans like barbecue too. And it's good. I always know I could cook a meal that my friends are going to like when they come here.
So hungry.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh, I want to eat something. What is the strangest thing you've ever cooked?
I don't think it's really strange. I smoked a spaghetti squash. I got this really weird itch, and I got one and I put it in the smoker. I really smoked it a long time. And man, that thing really took the smoke well. And I cut it in half, put some butter on it, and then just threw it in there and had at it. I mean, you know how when it gets done, you can pull it with a fork, right? Like you would say some pulled pork or something. But I kind of made noodles out of it, and then I made a white sauce for it. And it was kind of a peppery sauce. And that came out really good. I would cook that again. I haven't, but I would. So that was kind of lightning in a bottle for me. I'm like, this is really good. Everybody else who ate it was like, wow, this is good. So that's the weirdest thing. I don't do a lot of veggie stuff in the smoker. I do some vegetable dishes on the stovetop sides.
What favorite stuff?
Mine, well, if you make it right, mac and cheese. But I am also a bean person, so I like my black beans. There's recipes out on the internet, so you could make these from scratch. So I've never tried them. There's these ranch-style beans that come in a black and white can. You'll see them in your grocery store. They're really cheap. They are amazing. And I can't make them as cheaply as they sell, and they're good. You know, I zhuzh them up a little bit, but not much. I'll put some cooked bacon and onions in there.
You mentioned, who is the owner of that restaurant?
That's not a restaurant. It was actually a barbecue supply place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He had just opened his new store in Waxahachie, Texas. It is a beautiful little town. It has this courthouse. All these little towns, man, in Texas have these huge, magnificent buildings built 150 years ago that are just beautiful, right? His barbecue supply is right across the street from there. Guy's name's Matt Pittman. This was during deepest, darkest COVID in the middle of 2020. We drove across country to go see my sister and get the heck out of California for a minute. And his whole family was there, except for the little kids. His wife was there. They treated us so nice. He's getting ready to move into the old feed store in his town. He's really fixing it up nice, and I can't wait to go see how that is and how it looks and say hi. They're just super nice people.
It's a huge thing in all of the U.S., really, but Texas is like, I don't know, if you had to have a state that it was like, this is the barbecue epicenter of the U.S., would it be Texas or would it be somewhere else?
I would say there's a lot of centers of gravity for barbecue. And you got to understand the regional levels of the cuisine itself have their own purveyors. I don't think you can pin it on any one place. I have a barbecue bucket list. I don't know that I'm ever going to get to do it, but there's a ton of different places I want to go try their barbecue out. And because they're making competition level stuff in these crazy places like the Shed, which is, I think, in Alabama. There's tons of places in Texas doing it, but they're all sort of cooking regional food. The people at the Shed, they have this old car they've turned it, actually truck, that they put on a trailer and they turned it into a smoker. And that's what they take to the world championships, cooking whole hogs in this old pickup truck. It's the coolest thing ever. And then you get in the Carolinas and there's some different types of barbecue sauce up there. And honestly, barbecue has its roots in something bad. Slaves were cooking meat in pits because that's the way they did it at home. And initially, all this barbecue started off as a way, before refrigeration was really a thing. How do you have this nice, big, huge cut of meat? How do you preserve it to eat later? And this was one of the ways that people did that. And people did it in different ways in different places because of the local environment. But to me, the grandest thing, I think, in the whole barbecue experience today is it's a uniquely American thing.
That's what I wondered. When I was in Europe, barbecue wasn't really a thing that I remember. Maybe it was and I just didn't know, but
Nope.
now it seems like it's an American thing. Like, that's our thing.
As far as Europe goes, there's exactly one guy I know that's doing it over there. He's on Instagram. He started off as a chef, got into the barbecue thing, went to Mecca for him, which was Texas, and got down there in Austin and learned a whole lot of stuff. And he's taking it back to England. I mean, he's doing it there. He had to shut down his first restaurant. I'm not really sure why, but he's up and running again. And it made me really happy. Him and his wife make beautiful food. And this is not to say that other people don't engage in live fire cooking. Argentina, for instance. I mean, there's other places where they cook, quote unquote, barbecue, but it's all different from the way we got started, I think. Yeah. And you see them guys on a lot of these shows and they make really good food. And then this is going to shock you. When I first got on the internet, on Instagram, I put up a bunch of posts and all of a sudden I started getting all these likes from and follows, frankly, from Australia. And I'm like, what the heck's going on down there? Right?
Yeah. Well, isn't it put the shrimp on the Barbie in Australia, right?
Yeah, but they really got into smoking stuff, man. It's crazy. Yoder imports a ton of smokers to Australia, and they were my largest pool of followers for the longest time. Still kind of really are. There's like 400 of them. And this woman named Jess Pryles was down there. And I followed her because she was going to put on this event that was the Hardcore Carnivores Ball, right? And she started the Australia with another guy, I think, Australia Barbecue Association. And it's just huge now. And that's our food getting exported to a place where they have amazing meat cows and pigs and stuff. And I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I went to Australia before, and it's totally different than anywhere else that I've been. It's pretty cool to think that we're actually giving them something.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Well, we are coming to a close. So what I like to ask our interviewees is, where can the world find you if they want to check out what you've got going on? I've seen you on Instagram, so I know you're there.
At Smoking, Drinking, Carrying On Instagram. Just run all those letters together when you search, and you'll find me. Over on Facebook, I got a little different vibe. I'm on Kaya Wolf on Facebook. That is an actual picture of my wolf dog. She's gone now, but lives on there. And that's where I'm at. I don't have a huge social media footprint. I think I got about 1,700 followers. But I follow a lot of people there and learn a lot of stuff from them. And just ask questions politely and people will help you.
If you have a message, like something that you would like to put out there into the world, what would it be?
Just try cooking. I think too many people eat out too much now. Try cooking. Save you a ton of money. It ain't that hard. If I can do it, anybody can do it. It ain't rocket science. You can figure out how to cook food. The internet will help you with, there's great recipes and lousy recipes out there, but they're out there. Learn to cook. If you like to eat, you got to cook. And with the price of DoorDash and everything else these days, it would be nice if more people did that. Break bread.
I think that you make a lot of really good human connections that way too. And Rich, what is our saying?
We're better connected.
Yeah, I think we need more of that. Rich, do you have any other questions for Paul?
I don't cook much. I married a cook. So
there you go.
There you go. But I did ask you, like, as an artist, where is the pivotal moment? Like, is it upon the completion of your food? Is it when you serve it, or is it like when you're standing there in the midst of cooking and you've got a whole bunch of different things going on and you've got your rub going and got like where is the artistic?
This is
that you feel?
A fantastic question. And I've really thought about it a lot. Like in that huge wedding that I did for 135 people-ish, I think the best part about it was like after you get first service done and the people are sitting there eating what you prepared them and the room just gets quiet, that like 5 minutes is the golden hour, I think. When you get to step back after hair on fire for however long and just watch people enjoy what you did. That's the best thing ever. It really is. For me.
Yeah. It was a really good question. I know it's true because that is what I was talking about earlier when we went out to lunch and I saw you, like I was in it. I was just in my own little world, so happy. And then I looked over and I saw your face and I said, you just caught me. But you looked so happy. So it's so nice to know that with this art that you do, your happiness comes from making other people happy. Like that's good. We need more of that, I think. Well, thank you again for being on. Thank you, Rich, for jumping in here. You scared me. I thought maybe you, again, ate some bad berries or something.
Hey, Chick, over here.
Oh, well, there you are. I've been looking all over for you, Arnie.
I've been here, right where I'm supposed to be. Where have you been, Chick?
Stuck in a cab. Next time, you carry all the sound equipment. I was buried in the back seat for 10 minutes. The cab even thought I'd left. He stopped the cab on 5th and started looking on 4th to see where I'd run off to.
So what'd you do? How'd you get out?
Well, I couldn't reach the door handle, but I could reach the boom mic, and the speakers were right up there next to the cabbie.
You didn't.
I did. When I spoke into the mic, my voice sounded like a cannon going off right in the seat next to him.
That must have shaken him right out of the cab.
Last I saw of him, he was on 3rd picking himself up and wondering what happened.
That still doesn't explain how you...
No time for that now. Look, the plane's landing. Time for press correspondent Charles Chick Strong to go into action.
Who's on the plane? Who are you going to interview?
Master Chef René LaFleur, the world's greatest grill master and barbecue chef. He's come here all the way from France.
Oh, wow.
All right, Arnie, go on over there and find Chef LaFleur. Ask him if now's a good time for the interview.
Sure thing, Chick. Chef LaFleur. Hello, I'm Simon Carswell, your attaché. You've arrived in America.
Ah, bon. But I am so tired. I only have one interview scheduled, and then I will have lunch, and then to bed. Oh, mon Dieu, what are all these reporters?
America is very excited to have you here, Chef.
No, please, s'il vous plaît, send them away. I am too tired for more than just this single interview.
They're a relentless bunch. I know. Chef, just speak French, and I will tell them you don't speak English, and they will have to wait until tomorrow when you get an interpreter.
Oui, bonne idée.
Gentlemen of the press, I'm sorry, but Chef LaFleur does not speak English. He will speak with you tomorrow after he procures an interpreter. Hey, what? I just got here. What did he say?
The chef don't speak too good English, so nobody talks with him now.
Is that how he said it?
What do you mean?
Nothing. Oh, boy, I gotta get back and tell Chick. Chick! Hey, Chick!
Well, what did he say? Is he ready?
Chick, he doesn't speak English. What are you gonna do?
He doesn't speak English? Boy, that's a stumper. How can I interview a guy who doesn't know what I'm saying? Maybe we should get an interpreter.
Interpreter? I hardly know her.
Arnie, behave. I can't think and keep you in line as well.
You better think of something quick. Here he comes. Mr. Chick Strong, I'm Simon Carswell, chef's attaché. Chef is ready for the interview now, so I'll leave you to it. I have to see to the chef's accommodations.
Wait, Mr. Carswell. Mr. Carswell. Jeez. I guess I'm stuck. Oh, you must be Chef René LaFleur.
Oui, Chef LaFleur.
Got that much right. Okay. I am Chick Strong.
Congratulations.
Wow. Arnie, you weren't kidding. He thinks it's my birthday or something. No matter. Chef LaFleur, how was your flight?
Why are you flapping your arms like that?
So he can understand me, Arnie. Listen, I won't let a little thing like language make me look bad in an interview.
No, you're right about that part.
Monsieur, are you unwell?
No. This isn't working. I know. I'll make it a demonstration. There. That street vendor has a grill, and he's closed for the day.
I got it. I'll fire up the grill and bring out some of these meats. Then you can describe how the chef cooks everything.
Exactly. Now, how to make Chef understand what I want him to do.
You want me to cook it for you?
You did it, Chick. You're a natural.
Yes. Chef, you, go ahead and cook, and I'll let everyone know what you're doing.
Ooh, he's opened up a case of knives and things.
Chef has brought out a black case and opened it, and it has several knives, all different sizes, and some other tools. Now he's pulled out a particularly fine and delicate-looking knife, and he's getting ready to cut some fish with it.
Filet.
Gesundheit.
No, filet.
I guess he doesn't speak German either. Now let's see. He's got a lemon. He's rubbing it on the fish. And now he's got something else he's putting on there.
Cumin.
Human?
No, Arnie, that's
And
not...
now he's got a hatchet.
Cleaver.
Cleaver? I hardly know.
Arnie, behave yourself.
Hey, boys. What's cooking?
Oh, hello, Danielle. You're just in time.
Mademoiselle, je prépare un déjeuner qu'on dit surf and turf avec un filet de saumon et un grillade.
Sounds delightful. When do we eat?
You understand that?
Not a word.
Well, don't worry, 'cause Chick here is teaching Chef LaFleur to speak English.
Is that right?
That's right. Chef here will be the world's first bilingual griller.
Really? I hardly know.
Now cut that out.
That's what you're teaching him? Some diplomat.
Stop distracting me. I have to keep reporting on what Chef is doing. He has some new meat out and a new knife.
Brisket.
Ooh, I don't know what it is, but it sounds so good with that accent.
Brisket.
Biscuit.
No, brisket.
Biscuit.
No, it is not a cookie.
There's English.
And this knife is also brisket, not a cookie cutter.
Cutter? I hardly...
Arnie. Okay, fine. Chef, brisket.
Now what's he got?
Chef has put his brisket knife away and has what looks like scissors almost, but with grabby ends. He's using them to turn the meat over.
Tongue.
Oh, sorry. Wow. He's turning the tongue over.
No, not tongue. Tongue.
That's what I said. Tongue.
No, not tongue. This is tongue.
Look out!
Nope. He got me by the tongue. With the
Oui.
tongue.
Oui, très bien.
Oh. Tongue.
Okay, got it. Wow, I really got tongue-tied.
If I had a barbecue brisket mixed in a box with a basket of baked bass, I'd have a box of barbecue baked brisket bass basket mix.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm winded too. I better lie down.
Good idea. I think Chef LaFleur is just about done cooking. It sure smells good, Chef.
Monsieur Strong, it is my understanding that you are a press correspondent responsible for dispensing information to the American people on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's right.
Then I might kindly suggest that you spend some time brushing up on your vocabulary.
Say, you speak English like a pro.
Yeah, you do. You know what this means.
You got crazy teaching skills, chick. And now the pupil has surpassed the master.
No, it means that Chef LaFleur could speak English all along.
Oui, but it was so enjoyable for me to see you grapple with the dilemma. And I know from experience that you Americans are great sports.
Yeah, we are at that.
And now let us enjoy this wonderful lunch together. Yes?
Chef, it would be an honor.
Honor? I hardly know her.
Hey, Rich.
Yes, sir.
When you and Jeanette were talking about scavenger hunts, I talked to Marcia about your birthday. She didn't know it, and I think she wasn't there. I think it was just me putting it on for you.
Oh, like we had to go to your backyard and stuff?
Yes, I had a recorder behind my couch with an Indian voice and
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
you clues. And we had to go out, and then we went out into the woods into a
And when we
draining
went into the
ditch.
woods, there was a clue on the other side of the creek, and it was nighttime, so we had a flashlight, and we shined the light on the clue and caught a raccoon right as he was stealing it. And he like totally looked at us, like completely caught in the, like his hands on it and his face looking at the light, like totally caught him in the act. It was hysterical.
And he said, he left us a clue that said, "It's my birthday, bitch."
Yeah, I don't know how you had a trained raccoon as part of your spiel.
Poor buddy.
You're both getting packages in the mail.
Well, I figured you were sending me something considering you asked me for my address this morning. So you weren't very subtle about that.
You're a shrewd detective, and it has a stuffy in it that I found on clearance, and that's why you're getting it.
Because you're too cheap to spend.
That's right. That's right. It's on clearance. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
I don't think you said it to for $30.
But when you look at it, you'll be like, "Why the hell did he get me this?" Well, because it was on clearance. That's why.
Good to know.
Wait, did you get us both the same thing?
No, Liam got nothing.
Is it ugly?
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. Yeah.
Is it an animal that I like, or you know?
Who knows?
You just saw this ugly thing on clearance, and you were like, "I'm gonna send this ugly, cheap thing to my daughter."
That's exactly right. I'm gonna box it up. I spent 3 times the amount on shipping.
Okay. Well, thank you for the ugly, cheap thing, I guess.